Hi everybody, my name is Trista. Welcome to our online classes. Today we're going to do a Yogalates 50-minute class and we're going to need the ball. You can also do this class without any props as an option, and you can level it up by using ankle and wrist weights. All right everybody, welcome to class. You're going to need your ball. The amount this is inflated is totally up to you. If you want it to be a little bit more intense, have it a little bit more inflated. If you want it to be a little softer, deflate it by pushing out on this little white piece. Just be careful because it's very easy to deflate. We're gonna take the ball to start today. You're gonna put it right behind the backs of the shoulder blades. We're gonna slide down, feet are gonna be in bridge position, and we're just gonna adjust the ball to where it feels the most comfortable. You're gonna either use a block or your hands. The block would just be going behind the head so your head can rest on something, or you're gonna lay back like you're laying out on the beach and spread the chest over the ball. Now you can make any adjustments you need. We're gonna start nice and slow today, just allowing for spaces in the body to open along the front line. We're gonna use this movement or this tool underneath us for movement in a fuller range of motion for strengthening along the front line. But to start, we just wanna give ourselves a chance to really let things slowly open up. You should not feel anything aggressive in your upper neck area. If anything, we aren't doing like a fish pose where you're looking back and the neck is a little bit more in a back bend. It should be very cradled in the hands, or like I said, you could use a pillow too, or a block to lift up a little higher so that you aren't pulled as far down into the back bend in your chest. In this position, with your feet flat, it gives you a little bit more stability, but if it feels more comfortable for now, you can do butterfly position in the feet, just letting the knees widen with your elbows. Generally here, you're just gonna start to evolve into a breathing pattern that's mindful, intentional, and you're acknowledging spaces that feel really sticky, things that might be a little resistant. Try to also just soften the face, relax the jaw, and let the body land on your ball. You really do not have to do any work other than let yourself be in the position. The shape should do everything for you. In your next few moments, you're gonna take a big exhale and see if on that exhale you can draw your belly button a little bit more in. And then when you breathe in again, keep the belly button engagement and try to lift and breathe through that lower part of your rib cage. Thinking sides of ribs, front of ribs, maybe even into the back of the chest. Big breath out. Let's do a few more just like that. Full inhale through your nose. Full exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more for good measure. Big breath in as full as you can. Big exhale. Now keep your breath moving through the shape just organically. If you'd like to set any intention behind your work today, even if it's just being really present with your movement, giving yourself what you need, especially if you're practicing at home through this video, you have to really take ownership of your moments as you're guiding yourself through just my simple cueing. So make sure you are taking breaks and taking care of yourself throughout the practice. We're gonna slowly integrate the knees back into a bridge position, walking your feet underneath the knees and a little closer towards your hips. Make sure your hands are cradling your head or working behind the head to some degree, even if you have the block. You're gonna make sure you're not excessively arching in your low back. There will be more of an arc there than we're used to. Take a big breath in to prepare. On your exhale, you're gonna use your arms to help lift yourself all the way up to a crunch. Now, as we get up to the top of this crunch, you're gonna make sure you're not cupping into your throat. You're lifting your head and your elbows are nice and broad. We are also not tucking under too much in the tailbone, just landing right about where it feels natural. The knees should stay right in line with your sit bones. You're gonna open your elbows wide and then you're gonna draw your elbows in, tap towards each other. So just giving yourself an understanding of that range of motion. When we start to lower and lift in a moment, you're gonna wanna keep the elbows broad throughout unless we do something specific with the arms that we're changing it up. You're gonna take an inhale, open the arms. Let's lower halfway down. Exhale, lift right back up. So we're testing the range of motion, making sure it's in the upper thoracic spine. We're not whiplashing the low back. We're really feeling grounded through the feet as well. You should be able to lift all 10 toes at any point in time. As you're moving through this, the exhales are gonna be the good breaths to lift, because it's gonna help you find that lower stomach engagement. Inhales are gonna give you that extra bit of arcing. Let's see if we can go farther. Try tapping to the floor or your block, and then exhale all the way up. Now you're only gonna go to the depth of lowering that you feel safe lifting up to. It should not feel like you're whiplashing. It shouldn't feel painful in any way. It might feel shaky. We're going from a big stretch to a big lift. We're gonna hold this next one up and just try to stay. Once you're staying, see if you can lean into the ball just a little bit and then come right back up. So just tiny little pulses, trying again not to tuck under as you do it. Keep your knees to the ceiling, and your breath should still exist, right? Make it happen somewhere along that front line for 5, 4, 3, 2, big lift on 1, lower all the way back down, stretch it out. Take a moment to really allow that stretch to happen, softening through the whole front line from pubic bone to belly button to sternum to collarbones. You might even feel this along the armpit seams, all the way to the elbows, even into the forearms. Try to relax the jaw, heavy in the mouth with your tongue, and the brow is soft. Take a full breath in, expand all those spaces. And a full breath out, exhale. Good, we're gonna take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, let's lift right back up. We're gonna land at our tallest space we came from before. We're gonna take the right arm now up to the ceiling. You're gonna slice up, reach for your right outer thigh bone, and then come right back down. Lifting up, crunching a little higher, and then right back down. The next time we come up, we're gonna go across instead of towards the right leg. We're gonna go to the left thigh bone, slice across, pull back down. Now you're trying to really move from the armpit on the right. And again, try to anchor everything so we move with everything in isolation, keeping it nice and taut. Good, last 2. You're gonna come all the way back, switch your arms. Left arm up towards the ear, inhale. Exhale, slice towards the left thigh. Using that to just prime that front lifting. Good, we've got 1 more towards the left, and then we're gonna pull all the way across towards the right. We're gonna go up and over, back into neutral. Feel like that left armpit is lifting up towards your right knee. Your left pinky finger is like an extension of that movement, right? So the more active you reach through the arm, the more you'll feel connected to the center through the actual movement itself. Good, you've got 2 more. Second time you lift, come all the way back up with control, hand behind the head, let it stretch. Last stretch on the ball. Hopefully you're feeling nice and warm through that front line. We've got lots more to do. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. You're gonna roll onto your right side. Gently take the ball out from behind your back. Gently bring it between the thigh bones, slide your feet a little closer, and then just adjust your spine on the floor. You're gonna take a few moments to kind of wiggle out any of that movement that has maybe shifted. You wanna make sure that you are not excessively arching and rounding into the floor. So if you wanna do some hip tilts, you can tuck under and feel the imprint, and then you can take it the other direction and feel that overly arched feeling. You're gonna also notice how the rib cage is kind of carried through in both of those movements. Generally, in both Pilates and yoga practices, we're trying to feel that integration of the full front line. So a lot of times we'll hear like corseting or drawing in and along the front. Essentially, you wanna feel the back of your ribs on the mat as you are feeling integrated into your low half. So you're not tucking under in your tailbone to do that. Try to really feel closed space behind your ribs without overly tucking in your low spine. It's very challenging to figure out, so be patient with yourself if it does still kind of feel far away. You're gonna hug the ball and release the ball with your thigh bones. Palms can now be placed next to you on the floor. We're gonna also try to really integrate fullness of your hand as you're pressing into the ground. So a lot of times we cup the floor and we lean into the pinky side edge of the hand only. only. You're gonna really push through that first finger and thumb side of the hand, and I want you to go as wide as you need to make that accessible, because we're gonna use the arms as a lever and a point of contact that's gonna give us a lot of extra support. Draw the backs of your shoulders down, and again, can you close those ribs in the front without tucking under in your tail? Now keep the hug of your ball, tuck under intentionally. We're gonna take it into an articulated bridge, lift the hips up to the ceiling. Take a full breath in at the top, and then exhale, tuck under and lower all the way down. Good. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, tuck under and lift. Squeeze up. Inhale at the top, exhale, tuck under and lower. Good. Let's do 2 more. Inhale and then exhale to find that transition. Inhale at the top, exhale, tuck under and lower. Last one, we're gonna hold this one as we lift. Stay all the way up. Instead of articulating, we're gonna do a thrust. You're gonna go down, hug the ball, lift up. The ball is in this place helping us create a boundary, right? Whenever we lift the hips too high, higher than our hip range of motion is meant to go, our knees wanna separate. And when they separate, it gives a little bit more room for jamming up in your low back. So we're gonna really try to make sure that we're integrating our inner thigh so the pelvic floor is super supported and we're being safe with our low spine and our knees. You're gonna hold the lift, and then we're gonna take a little halfway down, halfway up. So same movement, just a little smaller. You do not have to lift your hips as high, especially with the ball. Make sure you're reintegrating the palms, right? Have you lost that surface area of the hand? Shoulders are pressing down and you have no pressure in your neck. Everything should feel pretty easy up there. For 3, 2, hold your hips up on 1. We're gonna shift the weight to the left foot. You're gonna extend your right leg out, tap the foot down, tap the foot up. So that's the leveled up variation of this. If you need a little bit more support, you can tap the foot all the way down, bring the weight back into 2 feet, and then shift the weight over, and then relift. If you want even less, you can do the same movement with just the hips down and the leg extending and lowering, extending and lowering. You've got 3 more. Good, now you're gonna hold that leg up. So for those of you that are down, you're just gonna stay down and you're gonna squeeze your ball. Those of you that are still lifted in the hips, you're gonna tap the hips down and up, down and up. Really working that left leg, trying not to let the hips drop on one side. Good, we're gonna hold it up at the top, stay lifted. Squeeze the ball, release the ball, squeeze the ball, release the ball. 5, 4, 3, use your arms, 2, 1, bring your foot down first, then lower the hips down, take a moment to breathe. Yeah, big full breath into the belly. And then a big exhale out. Do that again, full inhale, full exhale. We're gonna lift right back up again. So squeeze into your ball, tuck under, slowly articulate back up to your bridge. We're gonna shift to that right leg. Let's take the left leg out, tap it down and up. So again, you can keep this all in one leg, trying not to let one hip dip more than the other. If you need a little bit less, you're gonna extend and put the full weight back into the foot that's lifting and lowering. If you want even less than that, you're gonna keep the hips down and continue the movement without the elevation, but still maintaining pressure through both palms. This is a lot of weight in one foot. The ball is gonna help you use your inner thighs and both legs to really sustain it, but it's still really challenging. We're gonna take that leg up, hold the height of it, tap down in your seat, and then right back up. This is where the arms can become really helpful. When your right leg is exhausted, which it probably is, you're gonna really press through the full hand and try not to lose the levelness of both hips. Good, hold it up. Squeeze inner thighs, in and out, in and out, in and out. This again should not put pressure in the knees, should feel pretty stable. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the foot down, then the hips down, and then we're gonna bring both legs up into the chest, keeping the ball there. We're gonna take it into a few little rocks right and left. Nice job. We're gonna move into a rolling like a ball so that we can work our way up into a standing forward fold. So you're gonna keep the ball between your inner thighs, and again, you can always negate the ball if needed. We're gonna take the hands underneath the knees and just give yourself a moment to go up and down with your knees so you can feel that hinge. As you're doing this, we do want to work with momentum, but we're really working on finding the scoop now, intentionally feeling rounding through the low spine. But giving your legs a little up and down is going to help you find that scoop. You're going to start to slowly build momentum. Use your arms. Make sure you're really rounding into the back, keeping everything nice and tight as you're rolling forward and back on your mat. The shoulders, we're going to try to really resist from crowding the ears up. Keep everything nice and integrated. Once you feel like you've got enough momentum, you're going to put the weight in the feet, push down, and then come all the way up to a standing forward fold. Walk your feet underneath the pelvis and hug into your ball. The ball is going to be, again, there to serve you as a boundary so that you can really feel integrated into your inner thighs. Toes should really feel anchored from big toe mound to pinky toe mound to center of heel. Knees are always going to point in the same direction as the toes. Let the whole shape drape down a little bit more. Try playing with a little bit more bend in your knees, kind of seeing where that changes things for you in your low back to your hamstring length. And then overall, we're trying to really find movement in our spine in this position. So let your head go. You can always use a block underneath the hands, 2 blocks if you have them, to stay up a little bit higher and find support. Good. From here, we're going to take 3 half lifts to find more length in the spine. So I would say keep a soft bend in your knees so you can really feel grounded. Put your hands on your shins, your thighs, or the floor. You're going to find the angle out with a flat back on an inhale, extend. And then you're going to exhale, fold all the way back down into your legs, head heavy at the end. Inhale, again, extend, activate the feet pressing down. Exhale, fold over it. Good. One more time. Inhale, extend, push into the legs. Legs also push back. Exhale to fold. We're going to bend the knees from there. Roll all the way up to standing. Once you're in standing, head over heart last. We're going to inhale, arms up over the head. Press the palms to a center point. And you can take the arms more in front of you if that's more comfortable for your shoulders. Press the hands together and pull them towards your heart like you're resisting it. Once you have your hands at the center of your chest, you're gonna think about this idea of pulling the elbows away, but the hands are so glued together, they're not going anywhere. So there's a little bit of tension you're creating for the chest to stay open. Draw your belly back. Take a full breath in. This is a great time on your exhale to really settle into whatever intention you may have set earlier, or maybe revisit something or create something new. Inhale, press the arms right back up to the top. We're gonna exhale, push to the center again, draw them right back down. So really just feeling the line of the arms. You are still feeling the ball in between the legs as well. Soften the backs of your knees and kick the heels down so that you can find the pelvic floor from the base of the shape. Inhale the arms right up to the top. We're gonna exhale, take it into a side bend to the right. As you side bend, you're gonna hug the inner thighs, lean into the left foot and push through that right shoulder. The right arm is supporting the left side stretch. So you have to really think about this idea that your right palm is almost high-fiving your left up constantly. Your inhales will be a little bit more specific into your left rib cage. So you're gonna try to lift up higher on that side. On your exhale, that's where we're gonna take the movement if movement goes. Good, come all the way up to the top. Big breath in. Exhale to the other side. As you lean into the left, try not to roll your chest to the floor. You're gonna take that left armpit underneath you and shift your hips to the right. Lean into your heels, press through your left palm, and then try to lift your chin just slightly off of your throat. Hug the ball, take a full breath in. Exhale, really lean. Good, inhale up. We're gonna take it into the other side again. I know the arms have been up for a while. Exhale, pulse over to the right. Tiny little movement so you're not jamming anything, just really feeling the leverage of your shape. Good, one more. Inhale up, pulse to the left. Up and over, feeling that strength in the oblique on one side and the stretch on the other. Good, all the way up, taking the hands finally down to the center of your chest. Big breath in. Exhale, draw it down into a squat chair pose seat. We're keeping the arms nice and low. You're gonna inhale, stand up, use your legs. Exhale, draw it back down. Lifting all 10 toes. Inhale to lift. Exhale to squat. Inhale to lift. Good job. Exhale to squat. We're gonna stay nice and low. Hug into your ball. Lean back in your hips. Now use your palms to lift your chest up. Scoop the low belly and relax through your throat for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower all the way down on 1. Nice, forward folding, letting the head go. Take your half lift again, push into your shins or your thighs. Exhale, we're gonna waddle the feet back with the ball to a plank position. In your plank position, you can always do this with the knees down if you'd like. Try to press into the palms so much where you actually dome the chest. This is gonna be farther than we want to land in our plank. Now you're gonna let the chest fold down towards the thumbs and kind of do the opposite of that, overly dipping too low. Try to find that sweet spot between scooping the belly with your chin and throat forward. Big breath in, we're gonna come to the tippy toes. Exhale, tricep push-up, chaturanga, halfway down. Untuck the toes from there and see how up dog feels. If you feel safe in your low back here, great, keep it. You can always go into more of a cobra back bend, a little lower if you'd like. From here, you're gonna push into your hands onto your knees or right back to down dog from there. Now we have a ball between our legs for down dog. This can make this a little restrictive. You should still be able to have access to bending the knees though, so take a few moments to play with that. Lift up high on your heels, on your toes, come back down. We're gonna move through some suns, modified suns with these movements. So let's just take a breath first. Exhale everything out. Full inhale. And a big exhale. Inhale, push the ground away, bend the knees. Exhale, waddle or jump or step forward with your ball. Take a half lift, inhale, extend. Exhale, hang heavy. Inhale, stand up, press your palms over the head. Exhale, hands push to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale to your squat chair pose. Inhale, push up, stand up, lift. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift out. Exhale, bend the knees, step it back to your plank, waddle back. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, halfway or all the way down. Back bend on your inhale, lift through the chin. Exhale, take it back to your down dog. One more time. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, hang. Inhale, stand up, press palms. Exhale, slice the hands down right to the center. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale to your squat. Use your legs. Inhale, stand up, squeeze to the center. And exhale, fold over it. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, let's go faster. Plank and down, one breath. Back bend on your inhale. Down dog on your exhale. From here, we're gonna pull forward and down with your knees, keeping the ball between the inner thighs. Walk your hands back to a tabletop position. Inhale, arch and stretch the chest. Exhale, round and draw in. Good, inhale, cat-cow. Rounding up, belly first, chin last. Distribute the back bend and the rounding more evenly throughout the spine. Good, tuck the toes under. We're gonna do some knee hovers. You're gonna lift up the knees and then tap the knees down. You can inhale or exhale to lift, whatever feels better for you. We're just lifting up and then tapping down. Up and down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the knees down, shift back, tuck the toes. You're gonna lengthen into a child's pose. Now the ball can rest right where it is. Sometimes it hits the sternum in just the right spot. If you need to though, you can move it completely out of the way. You can also put it underneath the hands for a little bit more shoulder opening. From here, we're gonna roll all the way up with the ball, wherever it is. You're gonna take it from between the legs or the hands, and we're gonna put it underneath the right knee. So this all can be negated with the ball if you need to do a little bit less. If you're good with the ball, it's gonna go underneath the knee, and the ball of your foot will be down behind it. The left leg is going to hover. Hands should be stacked Supported push-up position in your shoulders. Tap your left knee down, lift it right back up. So we're tilting in the pelvis and then reintegrating to level by lifting from the left abdominal wall. Lower and lift. Good. Try to see if you can maintain that lift and level pelvis. You're going to take the left leg back so now it feels a little bit like a plank with a kickstand. We're going to shift into both hands, a little bit more in the pads of your fingers. Lift the left toes up and down, up and down. Trying to maintain your breath and the balance. Your bottom knee shouldn't be in any pain, but you might feel a little bit more in your quad. Hold the height of the leg. You're going to bend the knee in, flex the toes, kick the leg back. Point and bend the knee in, flex the toes, kick the leg back. Keep going. Use your breath. Try not to take it into rounding for now. Just the thigh bone moving in the hip. Good, wobbly, shaky. Next time you bend it in, we're gonna step the foot through. Take your hand if you need to move it and put it on the inside of your left thumb. Walk all the way up to the top of your left knee thigh. So again, we're trying not to have any pain in this right knee, the bottom knee, or the left knee. So if you need to move the ball out of the way, you can. Hands are going to stabilize over the stack that's happening in the front so that you have a little bit more power to move from. From here, shoulders down the back. We're going to lift off the ball and then drop back into it. So a lot of the power here comes from this front heel kicking down. Shoulders are not lifting to the ears. Everything is anchored. Belly button is helping to lift. Breathe. Good. We're going to hold this next lift. Shift forward. So now your weight comes off the ball. Take your hands back behind you. Palms face the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit more in and down the back. And then we're just going to try to draw down into that front heel, kicking through the back heel. It's somewhat of a high lunge. It might be a little bit shorter than a high lunge technically is, but that's okay. We're going to try to really emphasize that even though all of this weight is in the front foot, we have 2 legs to really work from for 5, 4, 3, 2, fold down on 1, step all the way over your ball to the top of your mat. So now we don't have a ball anymore between the legs. Should feel somewhat more free, hopefully. We're gonna take a nice low squat with the hips. So the chest, we're gonna try to keep on the thigh bones. As you drop into your legs, you're gonna kick right back up. So increasing a little bit more in that hinge from the stretch of the back line. Your head can topple down. You can use blocks underneath your hands. We're gonna shift the weight into the right foot, kick into a standing split, left leg to the ceiling. Tap that foot down, lift the leg up. Good, kick it one more time. Put the foot right back where we started, sink down into your lunge, or your, not your lunge, but your squat. Kick back up into your standing split. So now we're just shifting the weight to a squat, to a split. Good, now if you want to, you can start to go lower into more of a malasana style squat, but not the turned out kind. You still face forward. If your heels can stay down, lift it back up. Kick, drop down. This shouldn't put any extra pressure on your knees though. Down on the exhale, up on the inhale. Good, one more time, kick it up to your standing split. Soften this standing knee just enough to where you can slide your left leg back. We're gonna walk our hands back, take the ball on the inside of the right foot, right shoulder, right knee in line, and then left arm up to the ceiling. So a side angle with a modification with the ball. Now you could use a block here. You could completely negate the ball and put it down on the floor if you have the mobility. Because we're leaning into the front leg, we want to push our weight back into the back foot so we have a lot of room to really anchor. We're going to start with just moving the arm, keeping everything else static. So you're going to take that top arm up, reach it away from you, and then reach it all the way back up. Starting to generate a little bit more pressure through the left foot, the back leg, as much as we can, because I know we're definitely feeling it in the front leg. Now you're gonna use the feedback of the ball to really feel grounded through the arm that you're also sustaining the shape with, and hug your standing knee into the arm at the same time. We're gonna inhale, stand all the way up. You can lift with your ball. Exhale, tap your ball back down, arm stays high. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go down. Now you could inversely do inhale at the bottom, exhale to come up. That's gonna help you find the low belly engagement, which will definitely help with the legs. We're gonna land at the bottom again. This top arm, we're gonna thread the needle now. Lowering in and then reopening up. Inhaling up, exhale, thread, inhale up. So swiveling around that front hip, really feeling all of those muscle groups, taking on a lot of foundational control. Good, last two. This next movement we're gonna do is a big transition. So you're gonna find that thread the needle, but instead of going underneath, you're gonna place your hand next to your ball, swivel your back heel up, drop the knee to the floor, keeping your right hand on the ball, not moving at all. You're gonna lift your toes up, swivel the foot behind you just enough so you can kick your right leg back in space. You're gonna hold that leg up just to make sure you've got a good bearing on everything. Standing arm is underneath the shoulder. Your ball really hasn't moved too much. The back shin is kicking through the floor and your right leg is reaching away from the center line. You're gonna come all the way back, putting the foot down, lifting the foot back up, push into your warrior two side angle. Inhale. Let's exhale all the way up. Inhale, take it down. We're gonna go again. Exhale, thread, lift the back heel, toes down, shin back. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, put it down, lift the foot, swivel it back. Inhale all the way to side angle. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, lower the hand, lower the knee, shift the shin. Inhale, kick. You can lift the ball if you want. Take it down, layering on a little bit more movement, only to what degree you're comfortable with. Exhale to lift. Let's do a reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, back to warrior two, all the way down. Inhaling, and then exhale, swivel. Let's hold this last one. Lift, lower and lift your right leg up and down. So this is a modified side plank. If you want to make this more challenging, you can pause, move your hand farther from you, and then lean into that bottom leg so it's more of a diagonal. This is gonna get your bottom glute to turn on quite significantly. The top leg is just lower and lifting. Try not to turn the toes up to the ceiling. You can also keep your ball on the floor if you need more support, or you can place it on the hip if you want something to push into. Good, we're gonna take that arm up, fold everything in, take a little seat, a moment to just pause, and then you're gonna kick right back up. Exhaling to go down, inhaling to go up. Now, for those of you that sat and you feel like you're really tightly closed, walk your hand out farther so you have a little bit more space. It'll take some of the leverage and spread it out. Good, last two. Nice. From here, we're gonna fold right over into your tabletop position. You can take the ball to the side, take a child's pose, breathe. You can stretch long, maybe even use your ball under the hands. Find your center. Good, full breath in and a full breath out. Let's come all the way up to tabletop position. Inhale, arch, look up. Exhale, round and draw in. Do that again. Inhale, arch, and look up. Exhale, round, and draw in. From here, tuck the toes under, lean back. Take the ball underneath your left knee. We're gonna come up to that tabletop position, floating with the knee lifted on the right. We're gonna tilt the right hip down and up, down and up. So a lot of this will just be movement mechanics from the hip dropping, but you want to intentionalize that feeling of scoop and lift on that low part of your right abdominal wall. You'll feel it on both sides, but because we're really isolating one side at a time, we're just trying to really feel it in connection. Standing knee is gonna probably get a little wobbly, that's totally fine. Last lift, take your right leg back, finding that nice elongated plank. Right leg's gonna lower and lift. This is where we're gonna start to challenge that standing leg even more. Check in. Is your head dropping below your shoulders? Try to really resist that. Think chin off of your throat. Are you whiplashing your low back to lift your leg? Think low belly in, press through the palms, soften through the elbows so there's not hyperextension there. We're gonna move into lifting the leg up, drawing the knee in with a pointed ankle, and then kicking the leg back. Try to isolate it so it's just in the thigh bone. You're not moving your low spine. You're not rounding like cat-cow. You're just moving in the leg. Every exhale, belly button in. That's the work. You've got 2 more. Second time, draw your knee in, step the foot through. The foot should land somewhere around your right thumb. Knee and heel are stacked. Back knee is still stacked with the ball. So we're not leaning forward yet. Really finding that lift. We're gonna slowly walk up to the top of that knee thigh. Take a moment to get grounded through both legs. Shoulders are down the back. You're gonna lift and lower. Lift and lower. Feeling the grounding of that front foot, really helping to assist in that drop and that lift. Shoulders down, belly engaged, relax your jaw. We're gonna hold the lift, shift off the ball forward into that front leg. So we're still really maintaining this length in the thigh bone. Take your arms back, palms facing the floor. So it's more of a power lunge, but we have a lot of power through the back leg. We're not just tilting into this front one. So expand the chest forward, really feel the belly connected in. Relax your jaw again. You're gonna use that same flapping of the arms you did on the other side. So you're gonna lift and lower, up, down. A slight squeeze behind the shoulder blades. Resist that urge to arch your back or to collapse into the front of your chest. Kick your back heel like crazy for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold, big step over the ball. Land in your hips width distance or wider position, and let's just hang from the hips. Sway to the right, sway to the left. Little bend in the knees can go a long way. We're gonna take that bend, shift both hands to the left with or without blocks. Kick your right leg up to the ceiling. So in general, you've been here on the other side, so hopefully you're feeling a little bit more connected to the movement at large, but make sure you're not so far forward your toes are having to hold on for dear life. Bend your knee enough so where you can really get into the heel without losing the big toe mound side of your foot. Lower the right leg down and up. Try to keep your chest open. Unless you're intentionalizing trying to drop your head down, which isn't wrong, we're just doing 2 different movement patterns. When your chest is more forward, it's gonna give you an energy line to pull your leg from. And it's also really good for those of you that just tend to be more closed off in your chest to think about opening that part of your front. Lift up, put the foot down about where you had it before, maybe wider. Take your squat, kick off, lift it up. Sit it down, squat down. Maybe getting lower, safe knees. If you start to get low enough, you might even do hands to heart, push off, kick to the left leg. Imagine handstanding with this one day. Good, one more. We're gonna lift and then slowly step it back. We're gonna slide to that warrior 2 back leg. Take your ball, put it underneath the left hand. Different view for you guys to see it on the side. So again, the arm and the foot are really close together. This top hip will roll down more than we think it needs to for a warrior 2. That's to help your chest have something to pull up from, right? There's a little bit of twist happening in the low ribs. Just your arm. Reach it back, reach it up. Good. All the weight is feeling into that front leg, but you can really push into your back leg. Give yourself some power. Use that inhale to reach the arm up. Let's use the exhale. Stand all the way up. Bring it all the way down. Exhale, push. And then inhale, lean. Good, one more. We're gonna come back to the bottom. We're gonna take that thread the needle. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, roll the chest square to the floor. Inhale, reopen. Think about your left ribs as they come back around, pulling, and you can use your arm against your leg to help you feel that movement. All right, last one, we're gonna take it to the ground. Right arm is gonna go right to the floor. Keep your hand on the ball, drop your back knee down, untuck the toes, swivel the shin, kick your left leg back away from where your chest is leaning. And then you're gonna put the foot right back down, swivel the foot, bring the heel down, Inhale the arm up. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, almost threading, and then all of a sudden you bring your knee down, swivel the shin. You can take your arm up if you want with the ball. Bring it down, tuck the toes, come all the way back up. Good. Find a breath for each gesture. There's not a wrong way to breathe through it. Just breathing in general is enough. Use the breath you need to support the movement, right? So exhaling is really good for the powerful gestures. Inhaling can also help you come up on the way up, just to help you find some inflation. If you haven't, you can add in that reverse warrior on this next one. Leaning up and over, coming back down. Good. We're gonna hold this next one, lower and lift. Now again, pretty stacked through the shoulder and the hip. If you want more difficulty, shift your right arm out, lean into your bottom hip as you lower and lift. That's gonna change the game as far as your glute engagement. Your gaze is wherever is comfortable for you. We're gonna lift that leg up, fold it in, take the seat. Favorite part, everybody loves this. Kick back up. Fold it in, kick back out. That's the work, keep going. Use your exhales. Really use it to lift, exhale. Last one. Ugh. Good. Bring your ball down. Come all the way to your child's pose, forward towards the front of your mat. Let your hands rest on your ball if that's comfortable for your shoulders. Breathe. Almost there. Just a few more movements, and then you've done your practice for the day. Take a big breath in, big breath out. You're gonna put your hands on your ball, walk it to where your wrists are more on top than your fingers. You're gonna take an inhale, reach forward, and then exhale, roll the ball towards you with rounding in your spine. And you're gonna round back out, extending. Now you can work this into a puppy pose a little bit more if you want, which is a little bit more narrow through the knees, but more lifted in your hips. And you can kind of play with that hinging as much as feels good. Try not to get your hair caught underneath the ball. Good. Last one. Go ahead and come all the way forward. From here, we're gonna take it into our half pigeon, so a nice little stretch. Tuck the toes, take it to your down dog, shift around if you need to. We're gonna come forward to a plank with your right leg, bring your knee behind your wrist, and your foot will swing forward to whatever degree is natural to your hip. The ball is a great tool for this underneath the right hip, or you can put it right underneath the chest or belly as you start to rest down. Now this particular position can be burdensome on the knee, so if that is the case for you, you're gonna shift off of that position. You're gonna take your back leg forward, figure for the front foot, and then you're gonna bend that front knee so you get that hip stretch, but without the burden of knee pain. Wherever you are, you can also do this on the back. Wherever you are, just try to sink into a little bit more of that less than quality in your intention so that you aren't pushing against anything. You're just letting release happen in areas that you've just been very, very strong in. Using each breath as a guide. Right? If your exhales are not fully exhaling, that's going to tell you that you need more support somewhere, or just intentionalize the release in the stomach, heaviness in the hips. Exhale everything out. Take a full breath in and a full exhale. Go ahead and press the ground away. Shift your legs back or forward if you want to just do a little forward fold. You can take it to down dog and do your full chaturanga flow if you want. We're going to take it into the other side. So if you're doing it from your down dog, the left leg We'll swing forward, knee will go wider than the hip, the foot's gonna land at whatever angle it needs to. You're gonna push back, and then again, you can put the ball right underneath the thigh bone, hip area, or underneath the chest. Just remember, if your hips are starting to lean one way more than the other, it usually has more to do with the angle of this front leg than anything else. And if there's knee pain, you're just gonna skip that entirely, swing your back leg forward, and then draw up and over for that figure 4 before bending the knee. Then you're gonna give yourself some time to adjust, to notice the differences between right and left. There usually are. To not try to fix, to not try to make anything different than what it is, and just to allow space. And if you did have anything that you intentionalized in the beginning, maybe this is where you bring it right back in, or maybe it's a whole new moment for a whole new thing. Take another breath. Another big, big exhale. Good, that's it. Press the ground away. You're gonna do anything else that you might need between this and starting to find our final Shavasana. So on the way there, you're gonna just gently shift forward with your legs in front of you. Take your time, tuck under in your tailbone, roll all the way down. You're welcome to use the ball again if you wanna work into that back bend. Just be safe when you exit it. You're gonna bring your knees right to left, windshield wiper. Let's do a little bit more hip compression and then a little twist before we completely land. So you're gonna bring both knees into your chest, give yourself a big squeeze, take it big in a circle, widen for the groin stretch, and then pull it back in towards the center. Do that again, widen out, hold on to that groin stretch, and then pull it all the way back in, wrap around your legs, and then really fold. Keep your right leg in. You can take your left leg long on the mat. Right leg can cross all the way over. Scoot your butt back if you need to. The ball is a great tool underneath the knee thigh area for support. Looking over your right shoulder if that feels safe. And then from there, again, just like pigeon, it's really more about the breath evolving than forcing and pushing in the shape. But if you did want a little bit more leverage for the bottom leg, you could also bend the bottom knee, reach up and over, the hand stays towards the floor, and then you just hold onto the foot. It gives you a little bit more in the quad and something to hold on to with that right arm. One more big breath. Good, slowly release bottom leg if you grabbed it. Bring that right leg in, scooch the hips back to center. Left leg's gonna come in, switch the ball side. Right leg long, and then twist to the other side. Again, you might have to scooch the hips across. If the ball's going underneath the knee, go for it. Arm draped out, bottom knee can bend. Top arm's gonna reach up and over, palm down. And then you just rest into that. Another big belly breath. Big exhale. Gently release your bottom leg. Go ahead and take the legs back to center, centering the hips, and then walk one foot out at a time. Floppy toes, arms by the sides. Shoulders are nice and hugged in behind you, and the neck is in neutral. Starting to find your way to final Shavasana. We're gonna be here for a full minute today. But of course, you can always pause the video at any point in time and rest for longer. Take some time with yourself to feel accomplished, to find gratitude for all that you've put in, all of the effort, the care and attention to detail. And then be really decisive around your focal point for the next few moments. Exhale everything out. Inhale, fill up the entire shape, and then a little bit more. Complete exhale. In your next few moments, you're going to wiggle fingers and toes. Flex through the feet, curl in and out. You might decide to look right or left. Maybe scrunch the face in and then open the mouth. Open the eyes, close the eyes, just starting to wake up back into the body. We're going to roll to one side, whatever you choose. Go ahead and lean into that. Take a moment. You're going to take that top hand, push down, and we're going to come to a seat. I'm going to ring the singing bowls so that we can seal the class off together with a little bit of sound frequency and resonance. Go ahead and take a moment with yourself again to just revisit where you're at now, maybe even going back to where you started. And if there's anything you want to bring into the space energetically or to push out of the space energetically, here's your moment for it. A few solid breaths just to really sit with how that feels. Exhale the air out again, empty the lungs. Full breath in, expand, expand, expand. And then exhale to empty. Really beautiful work today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we will see you next time.